Hello and welcome back. Today I would like to invite you to learn about this wonderful plant, Yarrow. It has an amazing healing properties and it's been known for many centuries. It's been known as early as in ancient Greece. Achilles, he knew about the great properties of this plant, that it stops bleeding and helps with stopping the blood infection. And also Alexander the Great, he been using for his soldiers, and great Russian general Alexander Suvorov. Alexander Suvorov, before every battle, he would make sure that each soldier would have a package of dry powdered plant of yarrow, and if somebody on a battlefield get wounded, they could use that powder poured over the wound, and that was protecting the wound from an infection, so they would not lose their leg or arm, so it will stop from bleeding and helps with blood infection. So this plant actually been called as a soldier's grass because soldiers knew about that. Also, for example, in Russian folk tales, been known that it's been used for stopping the bleeding and healing the wounds as well. There was like a fairy tale. Woodcutter and his wife had a beautiful little daughter, but unfortunately his wife got sick and she passed away. And he was very sad for a long time, but then he moved on, found a nice woman he thought that would be a good mother for his little daughter. But she never liked his little daughter. And when the woodcutter one time left deep in the woods to cut the wood, his wife took some beating on the girl, beat her so heavily that she couldn't hardly move, and she chased her out of the house. And the woodcutter felt that something was wrong, and he had that call that he needs to get home. So he was running back home, and he could hear from the bushes some squealing sound. He thought it was a dog or something, a very weak sound. And he kind of with special force was moved to get in check what was inside that bush, and he found his daughter was so badly off. Just by looking at her, his heart was stopping. He right away found yarrow, kind of squashed it between his fingers to release the juices, and covered with yarrow her wounds. And he picked her up, took her home, and just by one look his wife knew that she better run away and never come back. And after that, woodcutter was lived happily with his daughter, and she was all restored, was all better. So this plant been known for generations. Also, in early times, yarrow was specially planted near the places where the blacksmith worked, the builders were working. They knew that this plant right away, it's like first aid plant, so they would use it right away on their wounds. So also this plant helps with ulcers, so with stomach problem, with bloating, with diarrhea, constipation. So it's kind of stabilizes everything. In some people were claiming that it helps with also worms and parasites that might be in our colon. So basically kind of very similar to the sage. And as sage been used in some magical forces to keep the evil spirits away. Some people believe also the yarrow also helps to keep the evil spirits away. So people would burn this plant inside the house, and the smoke of this house will keep the spirits away. Yeah. Also, people would plant around the house, so it keeps the bad people and spirits away from the house. And this plant been used like for love magic. Young women believed that if they pick up flowers in certain day, make a wish to see their future husband, they put this plant under the pillow and they say, just come in my dream, and that night they will see their future husband. So this is amazing. And in Chinese medicine, they believe this was a female energy plant, kind of attached to the Venus planet, and it helps with love magic. So that's interesting combination. So it's kind of slowly bringing you to your love, gives you strength. It's also been known for its ability to survive, because it's quite a hard plant, so it survives in pretty hard conditions. Usually you could find this plant, as you can see those flowers, you could see probably them on the fields, on the meadows. They're like sunny spots. Better to collect early in the summer when they just starting to bloom, usually in June. Then when the hot season comes, they might stop blooming, and later towards the fall sometimes they come out and you see them blooming again. So basically very similar to the sage family, and you could see also the silvery lining on the leaves, on the stems. The flowers could be white or little pink flowers, and you could preserve and make powder out of it when it's already dried out, used as sage for your food, for your spicing your food, especially poultry and pork. In early days they used flowers of this plant to brew the beer as well. So there are lots of amazing flavors. So it is a little bitter, but the flowers are edible. So once in a while, if you want, you could decorate your foods and your dishes. But it is has a bitter flavor, so it's not super sweet flower. And just want to remind you about this wonderful plant. I hope you'll find this plant, maybe even plant around your house to keep the evil spirits away. And I wish you all the best. Stay happy, healthy, make extracts, make tinctures out of this plant, and I wish you all the best. Goodbye.